Hello?
Yeah, they can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you too. You're good. There you go.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
You can't hear me.
Did we just start the show with Rowan saying hello?
We did. Are you are you good?
What is going on over there?
I don't know,
Rowan,
bro.
I said you could sit in there one time. Like, what's going on?
I can hear you, dog.
I was wondering why you didn't do the intro.
I was waiting. It was cutting out. I was about to hubby. You said hello.
I didn't hear anything at all. I thought
You didn't see my mouth. My mouth wasn't moving.
I thought you were waiting because there was a malfunction.
Oh no! I was about to hop in.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
At
Hello?
first, Dalton, I thought you were the one saying hello.
No, can confirm it was not me.
I thought we were having a live. I should have said Matt instead of hello.
You can just tell it's the off season.
I thought we were having a malfunction in live time right there.
No comment. You can just tell we're in off season mode. The Cardinals are they're in off season mode. Did y'all see yesterday is like the official halfway point between the end of the last college football season and the new one? So it's like 111 days. Are both of you all sick or something? Because you're drinking tea.
I'm just congested and I like tea.
He's sitting there like, I'm sick. I'm not going to talk. I'm sitting here like.
I feel great.
Matt, what's your story, buddy?
So I was super hype and excited on Friday because it was such a beautiful day outside, and the weekend was looking like it was going to be really nice, and I had all these plans to go out and do a bunch of stuff. Saturday, I wake up because my girlfriend graduated, so I woke up to go to graduation. Throat just like a little bit sore.
And then, let me guess, yesterday it hit you like a freight train.
I was deathly ill yesterday. I had to tell my mom that I couldn't come out for Mother's Day. I felt super bad about that. I'm going to have lunch with her this week to make up for it, but yeah, I didn't get out of bed till like 6 p.m. yesterday.
You didn't even see moms?
I didn't get to.
Pollen's balling, huh?
I ended up waking up, and I felt horrible all the way up until like 2 a.m. when I finally passed out due to the NyQuil I took last night. Woke up at 12:30 today. So like I'm kicking it. Like I don't feel as bad as yesterday, but I'm not all here.
Hey man, we all have those types of days. Thank you all so much. Roman hopped in with a hello, but he didn't tell you you're listening to Mondays with Dalton Pence here on the Big X Sports Radio. And if you just are concluding your time listening to Mike Rutherford, we're going to have all the Louisville talk taking you up till 7 o'clock tonight. No shortage of things to talk about this week. We are still being blessed by Pat Kelsey with things to talk about, even going through May. Isaac Ellis, a little bit of a shock. He's going to reclassify back to the 2026 class and will be on the Louisville Cardinals team next year. Cardinals get a key official visit from the weekend from one of the top uncommitted 2026 prospects in the country. Don't know if you all tuned in to Field of 68 today. I don't really tune in live, but sometimes their clips will be posted. Field of 68 still thinks that Louisville is involved with Milan Momcilovic. So we're going to talk about that throughout the show today and much more. 502-414-1450, the Gameday Men's Health text line to get any thoughts or questions in, or if you want to tell Matt you hope he feels better, you can get that in to 502-414-1450. So as of right now, we have a really good idea of where this Louisville roster currently sits. We're at, 9 scholarship players? Is it 9?
I believe it's 9 right now.
9?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
9 scholarship players, I think, right?
Maybe 8.
I guess I should have counted
Hello?
them out. Get out of here, dog.
Shellstead, Knox, Woolley, Montgomery, Alvaro, Flory,
6.
Akezzi, 7.
Okay. London Johnson.
London Johnson, 8.
Gabe Dines.
Gabe Dines, 9.
And then 10 is Isaac Ellis.
Officially a reclass, yes.
How shocked are you? I mean,
I figure
got to be somewhat shocked, right?
Not too shocked.
What are you?
You guys are allowed to keep talking. You'll have to.
No, I'm questioning. What are you doing?
I'm fixing this.
Hello. Fixing what? The camera that you just knocked over?
Exactly.
This is amateur hour over here in the Big X Sports Radio
Is this
studio.
for me?
Yes.
So are we live on YouTube right now? I would imagine.
No.
No.
We're not even using YouTube at all. I just want to do this just to mess you up.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're on YouTube.
This was just a complete beginning of fall starts. I mean, it's like 2nd and 30 right now.
Great off-season show here on the Mondays with Dalton.
2nd and 30 from our own 15-yard line.
We still got the ball, though. The mics are hot.
As long as Chandler Rogers is our quarterback. If it was like last week, we're fine. 2nd and 30.
Look, you guys didn't have to just stare at me in silence when I walked in.
Oh, buddy, you just randomly walked in, and what were we supposed to do?
You scared me.
You just keep talking? I don't know. Be a little professional?
I thought you were coming to rub on my shoulders. The way you came out.
If you asked, I would have.
You walked in with such swiftness and trying to be.
If you all can't tell, the vibes are high. Because
what if I just wanted to hang out in there and ghost ride the whip?
The vibes are high right now because the Kings just got a W a couple days ago.
3 Kings guys in the studio feeling themselves right now. That's all it is.
Texter says, Scooter says, y'all okay? Generally concerned with what's happening in the Big X studios.
We're fine.
I'm not okay. No, everything's going good. But realistically, on a scale of 1 to 10, how shocked were you that Isaac Ellis reclassified back to the 2026 class?
Not too shocked.
I'm not buying it. You had to be somewhat shocked.
I mean,
you were banking on him reclassifying. How can you ever?
I'm not banking on it. No, not at all.
You said you weren't that shocked.
But I'm not shocked because I feel like he's already made 2 or 3 weird decisions.
Not like shocked that it makes sense. Like, how shocked were you when you saw that pop up?
Oh, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Thank you. Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, okay, Isaac Ellis, he knows.
It made sense.
He knows how much. Yeah, it made sense because how much money's being offered to guards right now. Louisville kind of in a spot where they could use an extra guard or two. Don't know if he's being told that or if he's just kind of banking on that. But, there was a reclass already, right?
He's 19 years old.
You're not surprised. When
he's actually would be older for a college freshman anyway. He's 19
time
years old.
Reclassifying.
Yeah. He's going to be 20 years old next season.
He's high school unk status already.
First thing I thought about, though, was that the point he was trying to make about why it makes so much sense for him to reclass in the first place.
That was an interesting video.
You made a whole video. He kind of went viral.
What didn't he say, like, I know I'm not going to the NBA. Didn't he basically say that? Why would you say that? You never know. I mean, brownie points for like self-awareness, but I don't know. I don't like potentially limiting yourself.
Yeah, you're the leading scorer in OTE. Why even say that? Like, that's just
the MVP of the OTE.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, so you all know his numbers. Did you see his numbers?
Yeah, 33.
32 points a game.
32. And like
10 assists.
Yeah.
6 rebounds and 1 steal.
That's ridiculous.
Per game.
I know that's a weird up and down level. Even within teams, there's a lot of up and down talent on those rosters.
But that's
crazy production.
That's NBA 2K my career numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
on rookies. That's
doing a lot with the ball right there.
Okay, well, like how? Let me ask you all this because that's where I think like a lot of the disconnect is because the guy like they just updated the rankings today and he's just outside of the top 210 players in the country. So he's a kind of a firm mid-level 3-star guy. He fell, I think, almost like 60 spots from reclassifying for a guy averaging that. I mean, there's a reason why he's ranked this low, and I think it's because everyone's kind of skeptical to project from OTE because you have your Amin and Asor Thompson, who right now they're the outliers, right? Yeah. You've got your Rob Dillingham and Carter Knox went OTE. I think Malik Thomas went OTE, who's had a really good season at Arkansas. For every Amin Thompson, you have like 15 guys that don't necessarily pan out at that level, right? So you've seen that it can be done, but the narrative around the OTE is that it's basically like glorified AAU ball. It's a lot of ISO, one-on-one creation, not a ton of defense. So maybe the statistical numbers are inflated a little bit. I mean, but how much can you inflate 32 points a game and 10 assists? So he's obviously high usage because the ball is in his hands. Did he? Is that what you just looked up?
I thought that was the case.
Did he really?
He did.
When? DME Academy was an OTE. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Chat, is he correct?
When was
Are
it?
you
2023.
Okay, so he was what, a sophomore? He did play in the OTE. He played for the Cold Hearts. What did he average in the OTE? I'll tell you. Here you go. Looking at the numbers here, he averaged 13.4 points, 5.4 assists, 2.1 rebounds on, let's see, what's the shooting numbers?
But he was his correct age to grade.
35% from the field.
He was great. A true freshman or a true sophomore in OTE.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit, not a 4 year.
Well, I don't know. It says 23-24, so that looks like a junior season right there.
Was it?
23-24 would have been his junior season. That just goes to show you it's really
OTE
hard.
is an up and down league. I'm trying to tell you.
It's hard
roster
to
roster. There's no parity. Like there's a lot of parity.
Here
in
are the
league.
players from 24-25 that were in the OTE. Okay, you had Malik Thomas, who here are the top leading scorers from that league. Okay, here are the top leading scorers. Number 1 was Eli Ellis last year, who averaged 32. That's Isaac's older brother. Went to South Carolina, averaged like 8
or 9
like
points.
That. Is Matt about to walk in again? Matt, are you about to walk in?
No.
Oh, somebody.
I can if you want me to.
No, it's okay.
I was going to say, if he was, I wouldn't have heard you.
Number 2 is Malik Thomas, who went to Arkansas and had a really good season. He averaged 27. Number 3 was Caden Magwood, who really didn't play a lot at Auburn. He averaged 25. Number 4 was Sean Abayev for Cincinnati. He was, I think, a starter, 23 points a game. Josiah Parker. I don't really know that name. Number 6 is Caden Daughtry, who is like a top 5 point guard in next year's class. Jasper Johnson was number 7 at 20.3 points per game.
Couldn't make it shake in the SEC.
Number 8, Talon Kinney, who 5-star guy, Kansas. Let's see. Anyone else that would make sense? Cole Rosario from Kansas at number 16th. Akai Fleming. Remember that name just a minute ago from Georgia Tech? He's 18th in scoring. Isaac Ellis was 19th. So I'm going to go back one more season. This is a pretty interesting experiment because
that was junior Isaac Ellis.
That was I guess technically sophomore Isaac Ellis, but technically junior Isaac Ellis.
Based on age, it was junior, but sophomore grade, whatever that.
So here's why did that not pop up? What in the world? Here's 2023-24. So the season before that. Here are the top 5 scorers. Number 1 was Eli Ellis at 33 points a game. Number 2, Ian Jackson. Went to North Carolina, then to St. John's.
5-star freshman in
and
North Carolina.
I don't think he's lived up to expectations.
He hasn't been a bust, but
Number 3 is Carter Knox at 23 points per game. Number 4 is Larry Johnson. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Larry Johnson's the guy who went to McNeese State.
I'm blanking on that one.
I think he was the leading scorer for McNeese this past year. I'm looking that up right now. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I was going to say the Larry Johnson I know of.
The guy who played for the
Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets with Morning and company.
I would say that. I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, so Larry Johnson this past year averaged 17.4 points a game, 5.5 rebounds for McNeese State. And the number 5 player was Raquise Passmore, who ended up going to Kansas. So what I'm realizing is that I have no clue
the
how
guards especially are hit or miss.
I have no clue how to, because like the blocks leader was Sumto Surreal, the Georgia center, in the 23-24 season. You had Jeremiah Johnson,
who his defensive prowess translated technically to the next level.
So it's like, how do you tell? I mean, like, the league is like, some guys end up going to be really, really good, and some not at all. And it's like, how do you differentiate? Because Isaac Ellis led the league in points and assists this year. Obviously had to have the ball in his hands at all times, you would think, with that level of usage. But you're wondering, how do you differentiate between a guy at this level who's like ranked 220 versus someone else like Caden Daughtry, who averaged 3 points less a game and nowhere close assist-wise, and he's a top 20 player. So I say that from a generic standpoint.
Yeah.
It's hard to really.
I think the one plus side is when you look at Pat Kelsey's system and what he's looked like with these types of players over the years, and I'm not going to say the weird high usage guys, but the elusive shooters. Let's just call him that.
Well, he won't have that high
spot.
He's not going to have that high usage.
He'll never have that again.
Unless he turns into like a Chucky or a Shellstad.
I don't see that with his body type. He's not the.
He's 6'1", 165.
Exactly.
So he's got to add some more muscle.
His best case scenario is in his perfect case scenario is in like year 2 becoming a Rain Smith type of player, but best case scenario is in year 3 or year 4. You're the kind of guy, because you've been playing in the ACC 3 or 4 years, because you've been playing in this system 3 or 4 years, and you're just a naturally gifted lefty shooter, right? We know the one thing is give him the ball, stand still, shoot the ball. He can knock that down.
He can also create his own shot because he on 3-point attempts
can he do that against an ACC defender though?
I mean, here's the thing about it is, you can say, well, he's a smaller guy, but the players he's going up against right now are taller and more athletic and better defenders. Now that takes another jump up when you get to Power 5. His field goal percentage wasn't great this year. It's 40%. It's not really all that good.
But
it's not terrible, but it's not good.
Think about the usage, though.
But the 3-point shooting on 9 attempts, 39%. That can translate.
If you can come run around some screens and learn how to be a good off-ball mover, you can score 6 points a game in Pat Kelsey's system.
I'm torn because this year – everything is screaming to you that he's not going to play a huge role. Because right now, he's the 10th guy in the rotation. That's assuming that you don't add anyone else, which it's obvious that they're trying, even if it is more high school players. But those high school players, I think, like if you add Boyan Zhang, Zhang's going to play more than Ellis.
Yeah.
Because there's more of a need at the backcourt. Like the backcourt right now, you need ball handling. But Jackson Shellstad's going to play a lot. I don't see a situation where Ellis and Shellstad play on the court a lot at the same time because they're both sub 6'2". They're not elite defenders. Like, yeah, you might have some 3-point shooting, but
you can't have it.
But here's another thing. Anderson Diaz, who's second in assists in the league, he's a top 20 prospect in the 2027 class. And he averaged 2.5 less assists per game and nowhere close in terms of points per game. So it's like, how do you differentiate? Is it just straight like?
Is it because he's 6'1"?
Well, is it projectable skills? I mean, that's what it's got to be, right? I mean, he's 6'1",
and he's a little bit older than the average freshman.
That is true. That's another thing. But I mean, so were the Thompson twins.
Yep.
But I think it's the concerns that you have. Number one, can he hold his own defensively? Because if you put him in the game and he's hitting 3-point shots, but he's getting targeted defensively, kind of like how McNeely did, but he's 3 inches shorter, that's a problem. Number two, the usage. Yeah, when he's got the ball in his hands, he's electric. At Louisville, right away, he's not going to be a point guard. He's going to be a guy that's used to be a 3-point specialist. That's his pathway to playing time early on. And is he okay with playing off ball? Because we don't know. The usage is insane. The usage is absolutely insane.
I think if he go out there, get around some screens, get open looks, and knock those down, he's got the ball skills to be the kind of guy that, like, Rain can only get to the basket in certain moments, right? He had to be a big collapse to him, 2 guys coming to him on the 3-point line, and they both bite on the pump fake type of situations, right? We know this kid can. I don't like to say it, but he's shifty technically, Dalton. Like he's putting kids on their butt. He's
the guy can get to his spot,
and one's at the rim. He can hit the mid-range shot.
The thing about it is that going to work at the Power 5 level? And that's why, like, I told somebody who asked me, like, what do you think about this? I'm like, I don't know yet. I've got to see him play.
I don't think he will as a scorer. But you don't average that many assists without being.
That's
having
what I'm saying. You had to have some.
You got to know what you're doing on the
really
floor.
Good
you got to know what the other 5 guys are about to do to average assists like that. So
exactly. And what could work? I mean, maybe not this year, but you need a guy that can throw lobs.
Yeah.
Last year you really didn't have it. Well, I mean, you did, but Michael was
he learned how to be that. He was learning how to be that in live time, and he played. Well,
I'm wondering this year is like. I'm thinking, okay.
You also didn't have that lob threat like in their soul, right? Farouk could do it, but he didn't have it in his soul. He didn't have it in his soul.
Now you do.
Guy. You do.
But here's the thing. Like, I go back and forth. But I will say this. I don't hate this idea from Pat Kelsey at all because I think the 5 for 5 is going to pass. I think it's going to pass this summer, and it's going to be put into effect next year. I think it passes. What do you have to lose? because
by bringing them in a year early again.
Yeah. Because here you're basically going to have there's going to be 3 likely scenarios. Actually, I think there's really only 3, unless he gets hurt, and hopefully he doesn't. Number 1, he exceeds expectations, and you really don't have to think about whether or not you want to bring him back. So that's the first likely option. The second likely option is that, well, maybe he doesn't get the playing time in games, but you can kind of see it in practice. Like, you can see the shot looks good. You see the playmaking upside. He
hits 2 or 3 against some of the bye teams.
You need to get him stronger. Yeah. You need to get him in the lab with Peyton Siva and Sean Dixon and work on that defense. Okay, that's the second likely outcome. And then you have a conversation at the end of the year. It's like, okay, well, we think you're a part of this moving forward, and we want you to be here. Or the third option is that it's just pretty clear to the staff that things aren't working. And if it doesn't, you've used this as like a quote-unquote glorifiable redshirt year without – he still has 4 years of eligibility remaining, right? Yeah. So he can go elsewhere and do what he wants. Because at this point, you've got to find any solution to your retention issue. Like, you need continuity. You had 2 players back from last year. I understand the situation. Relying on getting an elite transfer portal class every single season is not sustainable.
But look, you're right.
It can work here and there.
You're right, and I wish we could have kept 1 player.
But you've got to do a better job, and it's easier said than done in this new era.
Exactly, because some schools 2 years in a row, Dalton, have got to go full roster. And we haven't had to do that.
But you've also seen other top schools out there bring top players back. I think, truthfully, this year wasn't a matter of that Louisville couldn't get guys back. I think it's a matter of, well, Louisville didn't want to pay for certain guys
of who could come back.
Well, think about it. They brought,
Zoo's not getting $1 million.
They brought Woolley back, and that was your top guy you needed back. Everyone else, none of them were starters at all. Frew wasn't starting next year. So, I mean, you have to do anything you can to build up the continuity. Look, you're not bringing back 8 players every year, but bringing back 5,
or at least 1 or 2 starting caliber guys.
5 total players. Like, think about it. You're not going to fill all 15 spots. That's not Louisville's way. Let's say you have 11 to 12, because that's kind of where they're going at. At this point, you bring back 5 players that you believe can help you moving forward. You've got 2 to 3 high school commits, like guys that you've really prioritized, like a 22-7, like Reese Alston and Verlandis Wright, maybe someone else.
Josh Lindsey.
So he's
28.
But all of a sudden, you've got 7 to 8 guys that you can now go to the portal and say, let's swing for the fences. Even though we're casting a wide net, right? We're not putting all of our eggs in one basket. We can have a coordinated effort, because we've seen it even when they need a lot of people. They can execute their game plan. We had Dan Furman on the show. He tells you straight up, it's very calculated the way we're doing things. Imagine if they've got this mindset of, hey, we're changing up the roster construction this way to make it make sense, but now we're focusing on 4 to 5 guys to fill out the roster, and you can just go get stars or try to go get stars. That's the way it makes it so much easier, because, I mean, think about it. What happens if Floyd Badunga did make that trip to Duke? And what happens if Jackson Shellstad did make the trip to Arizona? Louisville got out.
We would have
playing the hypotheticals,
but
that's. I mean, the thing about it is like you could afford to lose out on Quinn Ellis and Juke Harris and John Blackwell because you were able to have a great start to your portal window. If you go into next offseason, and this is, of course, just hypotheticals, let's say that you return 2 to 3 guys again. Maybe one of them's a starter.
Who?
Maybe it's Boyan Jean. Let's just say that, for example. Or maybe Woolley for a senior season. And you miss out on your first 2 top targets right away. Maybe it's no fault of your own. Maybe they just want to go play for the Brotherhood. Or maybe they grew up Coastal Carolina fans and want to play in Conway, South Carolina. Or random stuff. Maybe dude wants to go play for...
There's an assistant coach on Will Wade's staff that they played for in high school.
Who just so happens to be his dad, right? I mean, you never know, right? Like, but imagine if they had missed on the first 2 guys, and now you're scrambling because you have to fill out all of the rotation, and you had the luxury of getting your stars early on and building out your rotation and getting selective.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say that you need any sense of continuity that you can get. And this is your way of, A, trying to get that, but B, giving yourself some injury insurance this year. If Ellis doesn't play a lot, oh well. The worst thing that could happen is he needs to play a lot, and he's not in a spot to where he's going to be good enough to do that. That's where I think him being the 10th or 11th guy in this rotation, I'm not worried about it.
No.
Not worried about it.
The best case scenario is that the kid's playing 10 minutes a game, averaging 6 points a game, right?
Yep.
So, worst case scenario, it wasn't as good first year for him.
And you know
good
what?
Luck.
It is what it is. I think it gives
I'm with you.
It gives the recruit clarity, or the player clarity. It gets the university clarity. But it also, I think, now opens up the 2027 class to where it's, okay, for Landis, right, I think he's going to be a really good player at Louisville. Maybe not year one, but a couple of years he's going to be really good. You can prioritize the 2027 point guard now. You free up that scholarship for the 2027 class. So, if it works out, I'm glad. If it doesn't, sucks, but at least you know. And you're adding quality depth that's probably not going to cost you a ton to fill. Who were you realistically expecting as the 11th man?
Not a high usage guy by any means.
You mean Milan Momcilovic wouldn't come to be the 11th man at Louisville?
He may lose.
But
somebody.
he's a fan of the Kentucky Derby Festival.
We may lose somebody if we bring him in. He'd be a starter.
I don't think so. I think it would make things interesting, but I do think it's an interesting conversation, one that we're going to have here at the top of the hour. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence here on Big X Sports Radio. I still can't get over.
Is this on?
Accident. Look, that was an accident.
I couldn't call it one way or the other. Like, you looked at me and you said, hello? I'm like, what are we doing? I said, hello. Are you okay?
I thought we had a malfunction. My headphones weren't working.
We made up for it. I felt that was a pretty good segment. We're going to continue to talk all things Louisville basketball. Pat Kelsey blessing us with more topics to discuss here on May 11th. It is pretty firmly in the offseason. We are about halfway through our wait for the next college football season, and, of course, we'll have all of the football talk throughout the duration of the late spring, heading into summer and into the fall. But 502-414-1450, the Gameday Men's Health text line. Guys, I saw something today, and it was pointed out by Matt McGavick, good friend of the show, good friend of
Avid Hooper.
Yeah, 1912 Discord. He pointed out that he was tuning in to the Field of 68 where I think it was Rob Doust, but it was either him or Goodman. I think it was Rob that mentioned they were okay, here's the context. They were going through talking about guys staying and going from the NBA draft. And Jeff was like, I really think Koa Pete needs to stay in college. Well, Rob basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, I don't have the exact quote. He brought up Milan Momcilovic and was like, basically said, the way I understand it, bless you twice.
Thank you.
Just don't do it again. He basically said that he's watching two programs from the state of Kentucky that could drive up the price here. And it's obvious who he's talking about, right? Bellarmine and Centre
WKU
Collins.
did just lose, what's his name?
Spalding, dude, 502 battle. Bellarmine and Spalding.
What'd you say, Matt?
So, WKU lost their recruit the other day.
Cole Edlin.
Yeah, Cole Edlin.
Mm-hmm.
They got to fill that spot.
Bellarmine or Spalding. Brian Kleiner's going to get the job done. You heard it here first. Milan Momcilovic is playing in what's the name of the gym? I forget the name of Spalding's gym.
Been there once.
You've been you've been there. I announced basketball there 2021.
I played there. Well, I've been in there like
I announced
gym. I don't know if that's the official gym.
I mean, it's a smaller gym. It's probably
nice hard wood and nice rims, but it's just not big.
It's a little smaller than probably every high school gym you've been in.
So I've hooped there a few times. We had a buddy that used to just leave the door open. For us.
It's connected to like it's not just like a standalone building. Like the gym is part of the building.
Yeah, part of one of their campus buildings.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Their activity center or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say it's like Muhammad Ali name based.
It's down there on 4th Street, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I forget the name. Is that not the gym that Ali like started his career out?
Yeah.
Like that gym that they turned it into a basketball gym?
Not that one, but that's one of them.
Oh, okay. I got you. Anyways, Field of 68 basically alluded to this idea that at the moment it feels like Louisville and Kentucky are the two teams trying to keep him out of the draft. And I've got my doubts. Like, I think that Louisville is interested. You've seen the report about a couple weeks ago that the Cardinals have been in contact with Milan. You haven't heard anything. I think the only way that Milan would end up coming to Louisville is two things. Number one, it's the idea that he could win a championship here, right? I mean, that's the allure of bringing in a guy like Momcilovic. I'm sure that would be the sell from Pat Kelsey. He's like, look, we are a U away from really, really contending. And B, the most important part of this, he's got to be willing to probably take a pay cut.
If we bring him in, chip us.
I don't know. I mean, I think he fills some needs.
Roster, easy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say chip us. Like that's not
new coaches, new system.
Well, that's not a bona fide. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely going to win a title. It's going to contend for a title. I just don't know that it's like, oh my goodness, we are by far and away the number one team.
Gotta be.
You think so? I think I think we'd be top 5, 100%.
Maybe top 3.
Maybe top. Yes,
but 2
top. No, not 2. But he has to be. Let me start out here. I do not believe at all this $6 million number. I rarely ever believe the numbers that get floated out there because you had to question two things. Number one, who wants it out there? Number two, why do they want it out there? You think schools are going out there and say, well, we're offering Momcilovic $6 million? No. He's going to make money.
There are some scrambling schools.
He's going to make money. And here's the thing. Somebody could get desperate. Oh. LSU is throwing around a lot of money right now because they had one player last week.
Kentucky
is missing on a lot of guys. Like so that's what I'm saying. Milan would have to be more interested in the fit and the role versus.
He's at the combine today, right?
I think so. I don't know. Sounds about right. But here's another thing. Louisville would, I guarantee Louisville could probably find the money. Find a good amount of money. But is it as much money as Kentucky would probably offer? I doubt it. Highly doubt it. So, at this point, that report, it is interesting, the national side of things. You haven't really heard much locally, right? There really hasn't been much talk about it. I think it's one of those situations to where if the opportunity became serious, I think Louisville would seriously pursue. But at this point, guys, I'm not buying it yet.
I have 6'7" barefoot. I knew he did. He wouldn't.
Well, you saw Michael was 6'3" barefoot.
Yeah. Michael, what's his name? Thomas from Arkansas. Malik Thomas, 6'3" barefoot as well.
Really?
Yes.
He was listed at 6'7" this year.
Abuka Okori, 6'1" and a half. Not 6'1" and a quarter barefoot.
I'm still surprised he stayed at Stanford, man.
Malachi Moreno, not 7 foot.
What is he?
6'11" and 3/4.
Without shoes?
6'11" and 1/4.
Without shoes?
Everybody's barefoot.
Oh.
But that's a 7-footer. Yeah.
That's a guy that's 7 feet tall.
But don't they call him 7'1"?
What about Milan? Does it show Momcilovic on there?
I'm looking still.
And Flory. I want
how much girth?
Alex Caravan's 6'6".
You said what?
How much girth with no shoes on do these guys have?
Tyler Tanner, 5'10".
Matt, take a lap.
I'll come in there right now.
No. Take a lap. Around the studio.
I don't know if Momcilovic is popular enough to get his measurements today. He may be a measurement tomorrow kind of guy.
What about Flory? Flory has to have his measurements today, right?
I'm looking. At least not from Jonathan Gavoni. I need to go look somewhere else. I need to go look at somewhere else who's posting official measurements here. John Chep may be doing so. Here we go. This should have more. Not finding him.
Hold on. I think I found something here. Chat. Okay. I guess the height is listed without shoes on.
Yes, barefoot.
Flory Badunga's column is blank.
So he got his measurements yet?
Probably has not gotten his measurements yet. Michael 6'3.5".
6'3.5".
Yeah, without shoes on. That's pretty solid measurement for him, I think.
I thought it would be 6'4" and maybe even 6'5". He looks so tall.
I don't know. Debanza 6'8.5" without shoes.
No surprise there. That's great measurement.
Kingston Fleming 6'2.5". That's a little shorter than I thought.
6'5".
Let's see. Yaxel 6'8 3/4".
Kind of expected there.
Mara from Michigan 7'3" without shoes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You think he could be like the Donovan Clingan of this class? Well, Clingan was a benefactor of a really bad NBA draft class,
but he became a starter.
I'm talking about draft plays.
I think so
because Clingan was a top 5 pick. Momcilovic is also not. He's got a blank column. Darren Peterson 6'4.5".
It's a great measurement.
I thought it'd be a little taller than that. Quayton's 6'9".
Low.
I honestly thought
he might be growing still
though. Let's see. Caleb Wilson 6'9 1/4".
You seeing him kind of start floating to that 3 spot on a lot of these mock drafts?
Caleb Wilson's the top 4 player in this class.
He's the second best prospect in the class. I've said it. That's
Kawhi Leonard if he can find out the shot. Just telling you.
He could be. He's the best defender in the class.
I agree. He's Kawhi Leonard if he can find the jumper
right. If he gets the jumper right, especially from 3, because he can make the tough twos already.
He's Kawhi Leonard.
If he goes to the right organization that develops him and prioritizes him, doesn't make him go play 40 minutes a night, but lets him play 25 minutes a night, dark horse for Rookie of the Year right there if he gets drafted to the right spot.
I agree. But we'll obviously probably won't be able to talk about him on the show.
We think Michael goes top 10?
Yes.
Now that we've seen the picks?
100%. I think Dallas at 9. I don't think he falls below Dallas at 9.
If he does, Milwaukee's swooping there at 10.
I don't think he falls below Dallas at 9.
What they could do with the pairing, but to see
they need a 1 because Kyrie is not the long-term fit.
What if Acuff falls, and it's Acuff or Michael?
I think Michael is a better pro than Acuff.
I do too, but Acuff had a great PR in that tournament until now.
I don't think it matters. I think Michael. I put it this way: Michael's going top 10. But okay, let me ask you this. Is Milan Momcilovic, who is, he's a three-point specialist, every true sense of the word. He's the best shooter in college basketball. 47% from three on high volume. Not a great defender, not a great rebounder, not a guy who's going to put the ball on the floor, turning and get to the basket consistently. Not a guy who creates a ton for others, but he's such a good three-point shooter that he changes the dynamic of your team. Is he one of those types of guys to where Pat Kelsey, if given the opportunity, should go to the donor and say, hey, look,
yes,
you were going to get me John Blackwell. You were going to get me Juke Harris. And I know you spent some of that money bringing in Obina Kezier Jr., and I appreciate it. This is the guy we need.
Go give Pope big number with number 3. Go grab Momcilovic. That's the best shooter at his size.
That's the best shooter in college basketball.
Yeah.
By the numbers, he's the best shooter in college basketball.
Best volume shooter we've seen in like a couple of years.
The guy, and you look at, I'm going to bring up his numbers against good competition because somebody wanted to bring up, well, Isaac McNeely shot 40% from three, but you saw his struggles as like a three-point shooter, right? The difference is that Momcilovic
shot 10 a game, didn't he?
It's not that. It's that he balled out against the top teams. Like, I'm going to read, here's some of the stat lines. Against Kentucky in the round of 32, 20 points, 5 rebounds. First round game against Tennessee State, 17 points. Big 12 tournament semis, 28 points, 5 rebounds. Didn't play well against Texas Tech the game before that, but let's see.
What does that mean, like 5 points?
5 points. But a couple games before that, they played Texas Tech at home, 20 points. Let's see. I'm going down the line here. Against Houston, he only had 8. BYU, he had 5. But Kansas, 18 points.
Tougher defensive team out of those two.
Cincinnati, who's a really good defensive team, 34 points.
Really scrappy defensive team.
Exactly. Iowa, 10 points. At Purdue, 20 points.
Beat up on them frauds.
St. John's, 23 points.
There you go.
So,
and if you read the 3-point numbers, it's like made 3, made 4, made 2, made 3, made 5,
like
made 4, made 5, made 3.
But here's
made
the
5.
thing. Here's my argument. And people want to say, well, I'd rather have Fulgaris and Knox for the money of Milan. I'm like, why is it got to be either or right now? This is talking about the end of the roster, and if it comes with the caveat that you can make it work with the rest of your team, right? But if they're okay with you bringing him in the name of trying to win a chip, and the difference, there's two situations. You can either A, find the money and go get him, or B, don't find the money, don't go get him, and your roster's pretty much completed. There's no argument here. What's he's not the greatest defender. Cool. He's the best three-point shooter in the country.
And you happen to go grab the best
defender. And you don't happen to have a three-point specialist right now.
And you got the best defender.
Well, you have defenders, really good defenders, because you can hide Momcilovic on defense now. Imagine this starting lineup. Your starting lineup is Shelstad, Woolley, Knox, Milan, and Flory. You've got your three-point shooting, right? You've got Momcilovic. Woolley's not a bad three-point shooter. Shelstad's not. Knox is a really good three-point shooter. You've got athleticism with Knox and Badunga. You've got
Woolley.
Yeah, to an extent, right? You've got size in your front court with Flory, and I understand maybe there's an issue with Milan there, but defensively, you're sandwiching Milan in between arguably the top shot blocker in the country and a really high upside, really good defensive 3-and-D wing. And with Woolley at the 2, who's not a bad defender.
And you get to move Momcilovic up. Fulgaris and Akezzi down there with them, and you get to play that big shooting lineup right there.
I don't think you're ever going to have a lineup, because Iowa State made it work. Now, is Louisville going to be as good defensively as Iowa State was? Probably not.
I think they are.
TJO is just a dog defensively, man.
The numbers will be close.
We'll put it this way. Iowa State's defense was elite, and Momcilovic was a star on that team. So if you're telling me, well, Louisville's defense is just going to be so trash because Milan's there, stop it. Get some help. What did MJ say? Stop it.
Stop it.
Get some help. Matt, what do you think, man? You haven't heard you talk in a couple minutes. Is he still taking the lap?
I don't know if he's even back there.
Matt?
Hello? I'm just messing with you. I mean, I don't see us actually really making a big push for him.
I don't either.
I know that some, like you said, like the Field of 68 is kind of inkling towards it.
It's weird, like, how do you take that, though? Because, like, if you can't trust them, like, completely as, like, a Pete Nakos or, who else? Who else is?
Joe Tipton. She doesn't report those things.
No. Steve Wiltfong or somebody in their field that when they say it, you can take it to the bank. Field of 68's got some credibility, but you're wondering, okay, why are they mentioning both Louisville and Kentucky? Like, I understand Kentucky, but why is Louisville getting thrown in here?
Yeah.
Maybe to drive up the price? I could see LSU just throwing an absolute...
Two schools in Kentucky are driving up the price with this tweet right now.
If we want Milan, all we got to do...
Maybe the agent is like, hey...
We pitch him
here you go.
While he's on Kentucky's campus. That's how we do it. Be like, hey... You got to spend 30 minutes with Mark Pope grazing your hands, touching butts and stuff like that, but you can come over here and play for a championship caliber team.
Matt, take a lap.
We know that's what's going on. He said it when he was answering the questions. He's grabbing these guys' hands. He's holding their hands.
What do you think about that whole situation, by the way, the live Q&A?
Needed some small wins.
He's doing his arm length evaluation.
I will say, at least he's not, like, truly doubling down. Like, I think... Maybe he's not the greatest recruiter, but I take Mark Pope as a guy who probably gets it, right? He seems like he might get it.
I think he does on the floor while the ball's in play. I don't know about anything else. I really don't.
I think I don't know.
Guy knows how to get guys open. Guy knows how to find open threes. Guy knows how to get guys to do things they're typically not always the best at doing sometimes.
Just not good at recruiting.
Making him feel at home, not good at that.
He should not have the issues that he's having recruiting. I mean, at all, really. It just goes to show you, I mean, you have that brand behind you, and you can't recruit.
The money, the brand, you even got like two.
I mean, they whiffed on a lot of
you got Mark Wins to pinpoint.
They're building a team that their fans are starting to talk themselves into, but they whiffed on a lot of guys. Could their team still be good? I don't know. But this isn't a UK show. It is what it is. So let's step away for the moment. Louisville had, I won't say surprise, but we'll say it. Surprise official visitor on campus this past week, and he's one of the top uncommitted prospects in the 2026 class. Spoiler alert, if he commits, I think he plays more than most would believe. Tell you who it is. A little bit about him, what he brings to the program. When we come back, don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to Big X Sports Radio. 2 segments down, 2 segments to go. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening routine. If you're on your way home from
Mike's
work,
hot.
if you're just glad you got through a Monday, glad you're able to unwind with us here, right here at the Big X Sports Radio Studio. You're tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence. Dalton, Roman, and Matt taking you up. I guess it's really Dalton and Roman. I'm not sure where Matt even is at this point. We're going to take you up till 7 o'clock tonight.
Still here.
He's back there watching Tottenham 1-1 highlights.
I mean, dude, I'm a Chelsea fan, and things are just brutal this year, man.
Could be worse.
It really could be.
Not for me, but
I'm just.
We won the league.
I'm just a bandwagon Barcelona fan.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What do you think, Matt?
Since 2011.
I mean, there's no proof that he's been there since 2011.
At that age, you can't be bandwagon.
At 2011,
I had a Ronaldinho jersey in 08.
I mean, at that age, everybody was a Barca fan. We all played FIFA.
You said 2011. They literally won the Champions League in 11.
But I've been a Ronaldinho. I'm saying I started paying attention to the team in 2011. Ronaldinho at Barca is the reason I play the sport.
Okay, I respect it.
He drew me in.
Who was the player that drew you in, Matt? Did you ever play soccer?
Me? Yeah.
Okay, who was the player that
Scored
drew
a hat
you
trick.
in? The player that really drew me. You mean just to soccer or Tottenham?
European soccer.
No, to soccer in general.
Or soccer in general.
Yeah.
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli.
So you were a late bloomer then.
I was about to say, yeah.
I played soccer as a kid, but I didn't get into European soccer until about 2016, 2017.
Were you a late bloomer to FIFA too?
No, I started playing FIFA back when I was like FIFA 11.
Okay. Dele Alli was like 14, 15.
Yes?
I would say, right?
Around that time, yeah.
Before he completely just fell off.
Wait, he fell off?
Dele Alli fell off.
When he was 14 or 15?
No, before
in 2014, 2015.
Oh, I thought you meant 14. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, not when he was 14. I mean, like 2014,
yes,
2015.
Yes, yes, okay. I was like, what?
He had a couple really good seasons, and then he hit his peak, and then immediately.
Yeah, by like 2016, 2017, he was.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, the stuff that dude went on in his life.
Sad story.
Yeah, then you hear about what he grew up with.
No, I mean it's a very sad story.
It is a sad story, but at the same time, you got to that point, right? Like there's also
we saw you could do it.
Yeah. So some things happen where you couldn't keep your mentality right. Not the root of those issues. The root of those issues or whatever, but not whatever. But they're sad and they're true and they're not soccer related. You still got to the peak and didn't keep your body right? And didn't do the things to keep your body at that level. So. The physical aspects on him.
Mine was Latin. Zlatan was the
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, he was the guy who got me into it. But
what for PSG or for?
So he started with PSG in 2000, when PSG brought him and Thiago Silva on. So a little bit before that with Milan and even late Barcelona days.
He went back to Milan too.
Yeah, no, he's been around. He's been around the
him in the toe up top.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have to switch topics, or we're gonna get absolutely.
They hate this.
Yeah, they can't stand.
They're already cutting the radio off.
Yeah.
Just wait till the 3-man till the football season's over. We're gonna be talking soccer in the offseason.
Okay. Let's get back into basketball talk. The Cardinals had an official visitor on campus this past weekend. His name was floated around there. Mike talked about him on his show last week, but we didn't get confirmation that he was visiting on the weekend until the weekend. On Friday night, Jody Demling confirmed that Boyan Zhang was on campus. And what's crazy is on my Locked On Louisville YouTube comments, somebody commented randomly, was like, I know this is completely off topic, not relating to Jackson Shellstead at all, but I think I just saw Boyan Zhang on campus. This is what somebody put under one of my videos, and literally the Jody tweet comes out a little bit after that. So the Cardinals host a top 60 recruit, Boyan Zhang. He's from China. Came to the United States right before his senior season. Now, before that, he was talked about as perhaps the best prospect in the country of China. In the FIBA U19 World Cup in Switzerland last year, remember the one we watched Michael ball out in?
Get robbed of MVP for?
Don't start. Zhang averaged 14 and 7. 14.7 rebounds in the U19 World Cup. So pretty solid.
And he was talking mess.
Yeah. He had a really, really good tournament. Well, he went to Veritas Academy, which is out in California. This past year in the Nike EYBL Scholastic League, he was third in scoring, 19.9 points a game.
Talking that mess.
So he started out, I find it interesting, about a year ago, when he just got added to the rankings, right? He comes over to America. He's in the 2026 rankings. He starts out at like number 220. 11 months later, he's now at 59. Like, the guy rose up the rankings fast.
Skyrocketed. You don't
6'8".
You don't see that.
205 pounds, 6'8", 205.
Talking that mess.
You'll see a 120 ranked guy jump up to the 59 sometimes. 220, you don't see that.
And it was like a consistent, like every time the rankings came out, he was getting higher and higher to the point where, I mean, maybe by the final ranking coming out, he could be top 40. You never know.
One of the best players in his
But
position.
I think that kind of works in Louisville's advantage here because people are like, well, why is he not being recruited that heavily then? You got to understand, schools don't have years and years of film on him. You have one season, right? But coaches haven't been able to develop a relationship going back to his freshman year of high school. They haven't been able to
shake his hand when he goes to these big tournaments and this stuff. And that.
Now, over the past couple of months, he was considered a heavy Illinois lead. Everyone thought that Illinois was going to land him. Well, here we are. It's mid-May almost, and he hasn't committed. And I think part of that's probably because Brad Underwood was in the middle of a Final Four run. And now his focus is on the portal and retaining most of his top guys. So Zhang hasn't committed. Seems like Illinois, Minnesota, Cal, Oregon, those are the teams potentially involved. Well, at this point, guys, getting a visit in early May from a high school senior, probably pretty significant. It's not just your regular official visit. This is one of those, if everything goes good, you're on commitment watch. And it seems like right now, I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but there's some smoke that the Cards could be on commit watch.
I'm ready.
6'8", 205. I don't know if you all have seen his highlights.
I have.
Effortless.
Dog.
Effortless ability to get into his shot, like the pull-up in the mid-range. Does not need any space. Lefty, too.
Got some moves for a player his size.
He's not, like, overly explosive. He doesn't have that, like, I'm going to just blow by you with the first step. But he's so crafty of getting to the hoop, and he uses that frame against smaller defenders. Like,
does not mind the contact.
He does not. Now, he probably does need to improve his finishing rate around the rim, but I don't think he has like a glaring weakness for a 6'8" wing.
When he adds the push shot,
6'8", 205 like that, I feel like that's pretty solid. Yeah, that's pretty solid strength.
Very solid. He's ready to come in and not get pushed around as a freshman.
Like if let's say he commits at 6:34 tonight, which is in 2 minutes. The guy's playing more than people think, man. Like I understand he's brought in to be a developmental piece. I talked about him on my podcast a couple months ago when Louisville offered. I think the guy could play year one.
I think see him in Montgomery alongside each other.
I think he's because right now your backup to Carter Knox is who? At the 3. Is it Montgomery?
It's Montgomery if you want to play small.
Yeah, he's 6'4". I mean, he is a really good defender, but that is your backup. Zhang just makes sense because it gives you more positional flexibility, right? It gives you more injury insurance at the 3. Because Carter Knox, I mean, I think he's going to be okay in terms of get ready for the season. The guy missed the last half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Zhang's commitment right there?
No.
I'm glad you didn't say, hey, guys, breaking news.
Got to make sure, though.
Hey, Matt, breaking news. Doc released his radio host rankings. I know I definitely didn't want to get your all's hopes up with a potential commitment, but I wanted to make sure I started with breaking news.
We need somebody to rank every Louisville Louisville sports radio host.
I'm in probably the bottom third quadrant.
Same here. I'd like to know, though. There's somebody out there who listens to all of us. He can rank them. He can rank us.
I would be much rather interested to hear the podcast host rankings because that's where I think I could be in a good spot, maybe. I don't know.
You're one of the few pods I watch.
Thank you. You make Locked on Louisville your first listen every day?
Or third.
Oh, God. Gosh, who's the first two?
Well, you're the first Louisville listener.
Okay,
no
that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Always.
I'll take that.
Always.
What about you, Matt?
Actually, you're usually the only Louisville listener.
Are you an everydayer of the Locked On Louisville podcast, Matt?
I am not.
Why not?
I tune in every once in a while.
He says I like good content.
I tune in every once in a while. Depends on what the topic is.
That's okay. I respect it. This time of year, it's kind of tough.
I get on there just to look at your comments sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is there a Locked On Tottenham?
No.
You could start that.
All right, Roman, let's do it. We're doing Locked On Soccer this summer.
Are they
Locked On Premier League?
Are my comments that off the wall that you just go there to check the comments out?
I just like to see what people are saying.
Some just pop in randomly. Like some dude said Dalton's hairline's back. And I'm like, I never had a receding hairline. Like, I get bags under my eyes.
I love how you look nervous at the beginning of the videos.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
I look nervous?
For like the first 10 seconds.
I've never even thought of that.
Well, go back and watch.
I'm going to wear sunglasses from now on for the first 10 seconds and then take them off.
It's like you just analyzed the entire show outline in your head and questioned if it was a good.
Well, I mean, this probably isn't great to admit, but I don't write down my opening 10-second line at all. It's kind of off the top of my head. So maybe that's it.
Brain's actually like going on autopilot a little bit.
Maybe. I don't take much notes. Like you can tell I don't have notes for the radio show.
You do the entire radio show without notes. You peep your phone a little bit, but I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, usually that's Twitter or Discord chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have. I'll have some like guidelines. I'll have topics if it's like Locked On Louisville, but
I could not do an hour and a half radio show without written outline.
I just let you pop in and say hello. Texter says, okay, or PK said you don't sharpen your teeth by eating oatmeal. Having all these athletes on the bench watch is better for the team. The same texter says, Coach Kelsey said you don't sharpen your teeth by eating oatmeal. Practice should be tough, and every athlete should be competing for starting time every week. I mean, they should be, but theoretically, I mean, if your starters are handling business. I agree with that sentiment, though. I think Zhang would really benefit from going against a guy like Montgomery in practice. Same with Woolley. Like, that's something else is like, I feel like over the past couple of years, like year one, you had to have staff members practice because you didn't have the numbers. Year two, your bench, there was a drop-off in talent and production. This year feels like this is like your best overall team by a wide margin. So I agree with what the texter says there. Nervous, though?
Just a
I
little.
didn't even think about that.
I think it's going to make all of. I mean, for me, it's especially Takeze. When he gets to,
that's going to help so much practicing against Badunga and even Dines, who's 7'5", right?
That's going to blocking your shot every time you go up for the first month of practice is going to be so eye opening.
Defending Fulgaris on the perimeter.
Yep. Learn how to slide your feet when you get switched out on a Jackson Selstad who can cross you. It's going to be huge for Akeze. It's going to be huge for all of our bigs. I think we're going to get to a point in the season where you don't mind anybody getting switched on any player type out there. I think that's the kind of roster they've recruited.
That's got to be the hope because the past couple of years, I mean, teams have hunted that.
Yeah. Who can you hunt outside of Jackson on this team?
Maybe Isaac Ellis. But that's the thing about it is he's the end of your rotation.
And Jackson averaged what, 1.6 steals? 1.4 steals?
1.0. Or you're talking about, I thought you were talking about Isaac. Shellstab was right under 2.
Yeah, so he knows he's doing something right in the passing lanes. He's being pesky in some kind of way. So
Texter says something that we are going to talk about here. Actually, we're going to head to break after I read the question. Texter says, are you all nervous about Flory possibly staying in the draft? The longer I don't hear anything, the scarier it gets. Heard he's projected number 24 right now. Well, let's deliver our thoughts. When we come back, don't go to our You're Tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence here on The Big X Sports Radio.
Mics are hot.
Hello? I don't think I'll ever get over that, guys. That's just funny. Are we live on YouTube, Matt?
Yes.
I just had to make sure. I thought you said we might be, but you didn't.
Yes, I walked in there and set the camera up just for us to not be live on YouTube.
Listen. Take another lap just for the hell of it.
I think I've taken enough laps.
You haven't taken one.
How do you know that?
I suppose I don't.
That's what I thought.
I suppose I don't. Texter says, Flory hasn't submitted his measurables, so I'm not too worried about him staying in the draft. I think the 27 draft class will be the year of the big man. Even if he does go pro, we have Gabe Dines and a 5-star Obina Ekezie right behind him. Yeah, I don't want to live in a world where you have to talk about not having Flory Badunga next season. Yeah. But I'm like, even like the NBA mock drafts don't know anything. Texter says 6'10" Badunga goes pro. We have 7'5" and 7'1". Badunga is more like 6'9", really. Until the local side starts getting nervous, I'm chilling.
Fair.
Because here's another thing. Like, okay, that mock draft that had Flory at number 24. I also saw a mock draft that had Flory at like 46. So this is the rookies this year, okay? The 24th pick. Let's see. The 24th pick, the first year salary, $2.6 million. Second year salary, $2.7. Third year, $2.85. So it's like a 4-year deal for like $10 mil-ish.
Yep.
A little over
11
10.
mil, yeah, something like that.
He's making more than that this year.
For a year, yeah.
Well, here's the idea. You make, I mean, there are some people that think that he could potentially making double this year. I don't think it's quite double. I think it's significantly more than the first year. If you improve your draft stock, and let's say it's still 24. Let's say you were projected 24 this year and you stay. And next year you go to the draft and you're still projected number 24. Well, guess what? You made more money last year. There's a potential that the numbers could work in your favor because that salary cap keeps bumping up, and up. And you still get the guaranteed contract. I understand the cons of it, right? Like you're risking even more long-term security. But a guy like Flory Badunga, he's going to bet on himself. He's gotten better each and every season. Why would you not? Unless you're, the way I think of it, if you're not a projected lottery pick, why would you go to the draft at this point? With what some guys are making? Nah. Like, even 14, like if you're lottery pick number 14, that first year you're making $4 million.
$4 million, yep.
And you're probably right there now. Now, I understand long-term security, but in an NBA draft that is viewed as quote-unquote generational as this one, and it's already been talked about that 26 high school recruiting class, it's definitely not as good as the one we just saw, right? Why would you stay in this year's draft? So it's the same thing with Milan Momcilovic and Juke Harris. Like, if you're one of those like fringe first-round level guys, or even like firm second-round guys, like why would you go? I understand it's a lifelong dream to get to the NBA. Why would you go? Somebody said, I'm really just saying I think Malachi Marino goes pro this year. That'd be hilarious.
They said he didn't participate in the 5v5 scrimmages at the draft combine workout games that they were having yesterday or earlier today. And apparently that's like a positive sign for someone that is trying to be in the draft because that means...
You think he got a promise?
He got positive feedback at the very least.
You think he got a draft promise?
He's got some positive feedback, and you don't
But he's another guy, though.
You don't want to show him that you can't really dribble?
He's another guy that go back to school, improve, and I understand the risk. You know, whoa. Miss me with that. I already know.
Yeah.
If you can go back to school and improve your draft stock a ton in a notably weaker draft. Do it.
Yeah. Go become the best stretch 5 in the SEC and watch what happens.
Because, like, with Badunga, and I think he's going to be a really good player, at the pro level, I mean, he doesn't really stretch the floor. He's an undersized center that, of course, is very athletic, solid wingspan, great motor, great defensive instincts, shot blocking, but he's a versatile defender.
Yeah, he's a rotational tool piece.
But he's not a guy you're building an organization around. At the very best, I think Badunga is like a high-level 5 that basically, I think Badunga's ideal NBA comp is the Time Lord, Robert Williams. Undersized 5 that now can stretch the floor a couple years into his NBA career, but he's a really good defender.
But Robert Williams is a true 6'11".
But that's the type of player. He's an undersized guy for his position. I'm almost positive. You think he's 6'11"?
I think so.
6'9".
Okay. You're right then.
6'9", 249. Badunga is listed at 6'10", 235.
Okay.
So kind of same
yeah
type of player, right? And Robert Williams has made a lot of money in his NBA career. And he was a huge part of, I think, didn't he win a title with the Celtics? Was he on that team?
Wasn't he injured? I think, yeah, I believe so. Injured, like what didn't play, I don't believe, in the entire series, I want to say. But the 2023 Celtics, yeah.
But he's a guy that, here he is, 28 years old, and he's still playing a good amount. So I think that Forey's going to be a really good player for Louisville this year, but you can also understand why there are some limitations with the NBA ceiling, unless he develops a three-point shot, which he hasn't yet. His offense is around the basket. Now, he could be an elite NBA defender.
Yeah.
But are you drafting top half of the first round because of the defense alone?
No, his best bet's getting drafted to somewhere that has a Luka Doncic, like
a guy that can feed him on lobs.
Yeah.
So he's basically
a weapon
to an extent like a Derek Lively with maybe a lower ceiling.
More versatility, but a lower ceiling, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't even say better rim protector because Lively's a really good rim protector.
But I think there's a lot of threes you can switch Flory on.
Flory can defend the perimeter more than Lively can. Yeah. But that's like that's the idea. Right, it's like a Daniel Gafford type player too.
Mm-hmm. Like it's go out there, rebound, be the best rebounder.
I'm not going to do anything except play my role.
Go be the best rebounder you can be. Fight for some offensive tip outs if you can. Set hard screens and roll to the rim.
Exactly.
But then, I think about him with what I watched out of him last year. If he gets switched onto a Tatum kind of a guy, if he can do all of those things extremely well offensively, that player type can go and guard stars in the NBA out on the wing. So
exactly.
Just a matter of him being as polished as possible with the things he does well offensively.
So, long story short, I do not think Forey's going to go.
I think there's too many things he has to work on to get to a draft spot that makes the money worth it this year.
But here we are. You're still 16 days away from, the last day as the deadline. So, are you kind of worried that here we are on May 11th and nothing?
No. Like you said, it's the lifelong dream. You've got to go make sure there's not a better opportunity to get there in a situation. Because what's weird about the players in that draft spot, Dalton, is that, you get to kind of talk with the circumstances of teams. Like, I'll go to the NBA if it means playing for the Atlanta Hawks, who are going to use me as their eighth man and be a part of their future, right? Versus, am I just trying to impress these 3 or 4 teams and hope one of them picks me? It's a little bit different.
What if he does, let's say 24. Let's say he gets a draft promise at 24. Should that change much for him?
Yeah.
Texter says, Badunga player comp reminds me of Derek Favors. Favors could stretch the floor, though, man, at Tech. That's where he went, right? Georgia Tech? I think Favors went to Georgia Tech.
I think so. Maybe Florida State.
No, I think it's Tech.
His midi was cash.
Yeah, Favors wasn't as good of a defender as... But that was also a different era, late 2000s,
to where also changed as a defender.
Well, think about it. I mean, if it was if this was like what are we 2026? If this was 2006, Badunga might be a top 5 player in the draft.
They're calling him Baby Kenneth Fareed or something.
Buddy, Fareed didn't go to the league until like 2011.
I mean, as soon as I said it, I was like, I think
you imagine them saying, dude, he's a baby Kenneth Fareed.
Who? And he's older than Kenneth Fareed.
Who? Kenneth Fareed? Who is that?
But that play, because you got to think Flory's play style in 06 was, that could be one of the best players in college basketball.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Because Tyler Hansborough was a guy who dominated around the rim, but he was talked about as the best player in college ball. Okafor for UConn in the mid-2000s. Number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Couldn't really stretch the floor, but he was really good at defending the rim. Really good at just getting to the basket. So
I think we're going to see a lot from Flory this season if he does come back to Louisville. I think that there's a lot to his offensive game.
I don't know how you couldn't, man.
Bill Self's not, you got Darren Peterson, you got the guard play that you have out there. You're not going to ask your bigs to do some things that I imagine Pat Kelsey's going to do.
Well, here's the thing, though. I will say, I watched a lot of Kansas this year, okay? Whenever they needed a bucket, because you had to understand, Darren Peterson, there were times where he wasn't on the floor. When they needed a bucket, that ball went down to Badunga on the high block and said, go get me one. He's much better at that than people think. Truthfully.
I think we'll be able to see that. I think they're going to kind of unleash that wide variety of tough twos he's going to be able to make. Probably going to have to rely on it to an extent. I'm not worried about
I'm not either.
staying in the draft.
I'm not either. Well, we got about a couple minutes. You want me to tell you what my NBA plays are for tonight?
What do you got?
I have a 5-leg parlay in.
Okay.
It's been a cold streak, Roma. I'm ready to break it open. Also,
you cut legs down.
I've got under on first inning runs for Mariners Astros.
Okay.
Minus 122.
I've got the under 8.5 total in that game.
Okay, yeah, it feels good because Kirby's on the mound. Lambert's the wild card because when he's on,
he's good.
He's a 7-inning no-run type guy, but
banking on that tonight.
He's a career relief pitcher. So my NBA play, I kind of went with the hot hands. Cade 2+ made threes and Duncan 3+ made threes.
Good plays.
That has cashed every single game of the playoffs so far.
In every game?
Yes.
Duncan's made a three threes in every game of the playoffs?
I think maybe one. But, yeah, his past 4 are like 5, 5, 5, 4.
Wow.
He's balling out. I've got Mitchell over 4.5 rebounds. He averages 4.5 on the season, but the past 2 has been 7 and 10.
Yeah.
And if it's close,
he's on the floor.
He's on the floor.
Yeah.
So
love it.
In the Thunder-Lakers game, don't really feel the greatest about these, but I went Rui over on 14.5 points.
He's been balling the last 2 games.
Yeah.
The best shooter on the floor outside.
I took a value play with A.J. Mitchell. It's like minus 205 for 15+ because he was arguably the Thunder's best player last game. So I went with maybe not like great trends, but guys that I think that are playing really good ball. And I've
– Is that 4? That's 4 plays, isn't it?
5. The 2 3-point legs, Rui, AJ, and then Mitchell over 4.5 rebounds.
Oh, Donovan's 4. Yeah, that's right.
So it's with the 25% profit boost is a plus 1342.
Okay.
The issue is I have been a king at losing one leg.
One leg Larry.
One leg has been the issue every single time.
Cut the legs down. Go to 3 and 2-leggers.
Yeah, I should. I
need to do it.
Do I need to listen to the Ticket Punchers?
Tune in. Ticket Punchers tomorrow, 5:30 to 6.
Or just spend less money and put 10 legs on there.
How much money's in your FanDuel account, Matt?
You don't want to know.
Is it over or under $4.50?
Oh, it's definitely under.
So he's gonna be the guy that puts
solid 68 cents in there.
He's playing a plus 1,000 parlay to get about.
This is what I realistically do. Whenever I'm spending, like this weekend I'm going to bet or whatever, I'll put $30, $40 in there, right?
Okay.
Every bet that hits, I cash 75% of it out. Every single bet. So if I win $50, I cash out about 40 of it. Leave the 10 in there.
Why?
That's what I bet with. But I'm always net positive.
But are you wagering $10 at a time?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends on what if it's a parlay. I usually don't ever bet more than $10.
Are you putting money on the Louisville Kings money line?
I did, and I made money.
No, I'm talking about this Saturday.
I am.
At home? No.
At home?
God, no.
I'm playing it.
They got Dalton Pence on the mic.
You got
Roman Kelly on the mic.
You hear this guy? What'd you say? Repeat it.
So they got Dalton Pence on the mic. They got Roman Kelly on the mic. Somebody's cursing this team.
Is it me or is it you?
That's what I'm saying.
It's got to be one of us because they are winning.
I don't know. We finally did the battle cry, and that was our worst loss yet.
You think we should switch roles? And
no.
You sure? No. I only have about a 50-page script.
Yeah. No.
You sure?
No. You don't want to yell #tag swag into the mic.
Hell yeah.
Roman, what I got to do to hit the scuba with you on the big screen?
#tag swag.
That's what I got to do?
Yep.
Not doing it, sorry. Not worth it.
We're about to get out of here.
It is about that time. Thank you so much. Hopefully you all had fun. And please, when those radio rankings come out, please rank us at the bottom. We'll see you here next week here on Mondays with Dalton Pence. Go Cards.